Bundu had the same thing to say about Spence also. He said Thurman hit harder than Spence, but Spence was the one that knocked him out. Thurman only knocked him down. Is like, from the fans' perspective, you know, when they say, oh, well, one guy knocked out the other guy, is...
That's easy to say on paper. Be like, oh, this guy knocked out this guy, but he didn't knock out that guy, so he's got more power. It's not true.
Because I know you told me the Provodnikov hits harder than Spence.
Yeah. You know, Provodnikov, I mean, the power that guy, you know, showed in spots in the fight was crazy, but then other times not so much. So this consistency factor too. Spence throws a lot of punches, and he lands a lot of punches. So, you know, that adds up to stoppages as well. So
now, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I kind of look at Spence in the same light that I look at Danny. I feel like they're huge in their weight class because of how they're built genetically. I feel like they don't have the skinny legs.
In that sense,
super
sure.
low body fat.
In that sense, sure, like the size, like for that, but they're definitely different kinds of punchers. Danny's a lot more explosive and athletic, and like his pop. Danny's got like pop.
Because I was looking at Danny doing his shadow boxing yesterday, and like I'm studying his body type. I'm like, wow, these are like toothpick legs. And like the conventional wisdom is power comes from the legs. You know, you look at Mike Tyson, and you look at,
but then you look at guys like Thomas Hearns.
Yeah. So like I'm wondering, where does Danny's power come from? Is it the fast twitch fibers? Is it just like, so it's the athleticism?
He's an explosive, powerful athlete. Yeah, it's different.
Whereas somebody with like Triple G, it's more of the way the muscles are built, like the forearms and the shoulders and things, right?
If you look at you're talking about builds. If you look at Triple G's build, it's not super impressive, especially walk by him wearing clothing. He's not a really big guy.
Yeah.
But if you look at his boxing specific muscles, forearms, hips, glutes, hamstrings, he's got small calves, not really big arms, kind of a thin chest, but the muscles that are important for punching are very developed on him. You know, so body types can definitely tell you a lot.
So to a degree, you can almost say that you could kind of increase your punching power if you were to focus on particular.
Absolutely. Parts of, again, power is very complicated. Like, what makes that guy powerful? What guy makes a guy a knockout puncher? There are tons of guys who have a lot of power that don't knock a lot of guys out. There are a lot of guys that are super strong and have very little knockout percentage. So power and knockouts are all different factors and different things.
Okay, so with a guy like Danny and a guy like Triple G, who, as a child, basically, who has the natural power? Lifting weights and doing workouts. Like, what is natural power? Is it athletic ability, the fast twitch muscles, or is it you building through, like all different kinds of trainings and getting like that kind of build?
Well, I think everyone has a ceiling based on their genetic talent, their genetic makeup. Daniel's athleticism allows him to have quickness, explosiveness, speed, those kind of things, which can generate power and generate knockouts specifically. And then you got a guy like Triple G who maybe has very strong joints and tendon strength, not just soft tissue muscles and things like that. You got maybe thicker, heavier bones, better connectivity, better react, things like that. So you can build that up much more maybe than say like a guy who's just naturally explosive.
I feel like since we're like getting into the real science of it, like there's 3 different kinds of punchers in boxing, and the real boxing heads will like appreciate this kind of conversation between Danny, Triple G, and Charlo. I feel like these guys all have 3 different kinds of powers that are on a massive scale also.
There's probably a lot more than 3 kinds of power.
I just in the middleweight division. Yeah. I mean, if you can point like...
No, I mean in terms of just like variables of different kinds of power.
Because I feel like Danny has the explosive, athletic power that's fast. Like when he showed like with Peter Quillen where he just catches you and then he can overwhelm you. I feel like Charlo just has like that kind of Deontay Wilder power that you don't know where it's coming from. Like on a smaller scale, obviously. Yeah. But when Charlo just like grazes you, it seems to like.
I'm not sold on Charlo's power at middleweight yet. I just haven't seen it. The 2 guys.